Hello my loves and welcome back to the vlog. I'm gonna bring you along with me today for my self-care Sunday. I have a lot planned. I actually have to leave my house in a few moments to go to a tea ceremony. My first tea ceremony that I've ever been to that's been held for me. I've done like little tea ceremonies here and there with my sister, but besides that, I have never been to a tea ceremony, and it's actually a crazy story how this tea ceremony came into my life. So I have to run real quick, go there. I don't want to be late, but a little bit later in the video, I'm going to tell you how this tea ceremony literally fell into my lap through the grace of the universe. And then I'm going to bring you guys along with me to the rest of my self-care Sunday.
I mean, my stuff is in box up in Mary's house.
Intense stuff. I'm intense.
All right, my love, so it's been a while. It's actually about 6:30 now, I believe, and I went to the tea ceremony. It was so beautiful, so profound for me, and I really felt a lot of energy opening up for me. So I've just been taking it slow, honestly, for the rest of the day. I went to lunch with a friend, and then I went to a farmer's market, and I just came back and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to just like lie down, because I felt like a light body activation from drinking the tea. So I want to talk a little bit about my experience with drinking the tea, and honestly how I got led to that ceremony space. So every Sunday I pull cards from a self-care deck. And this self-care deck is just full of a bunch of cards that have different self-care activities. And I use it with the intention to see what is in alignment for me to do for self-care the week coming up. And last Sunday, I usually pull like 3 to 6 cards maybe. And last time, one of the cards I pulled was drink tea. So I don't usually drink tea, like ever, honestly. And when I got this card, I was like, oh, okay, like I have done it in the past, but just like once every couple months, I'll like get a tea from a place, you know? So I was like, that's interesting. Like, I wonder how that's gonna kind of manifest in my reality this week. And then a couple nights later, I was sleeping and I received the download that I needed to do a tea ceremony. I have never done or heard really of a tea ceremony, to be honest. When I microdosed one time, I did it through tea, but besides that, I've never really heard of like a non-psychoactive tea ceremony, like tea that you just get from a store and you do a tea ceremony with it. I wasn't super familiar with that. So when Spirit came through and was like, you need to do a tea ceremony, I was kind of like, do I need to host one? Do I need to go to one? Like, I wasn't really sure. And that same day, the morning after, this woman followed me on Instagram, and I clicked on her page, and she runs tea ceremonies where I live. And I was like, oh my God, that's crazy. Like, I just had a dream about that. So I messaged her and I told her, and I asked her, you know, if she had any events coming up, and she had an event coming up less than a week later, which is today. So I bought the last ticket that she had available, and that's how I ended up at this space. Beautifully synchronistic. So I highly encourage you to pull cards and just really let them guide your week. And I think the beautiful thing is, if I didn't like pull the cards, I probably wouldn't have taken the action when she came into my reality. I'd probably been like, oh cool, she does tea ceremonies, like but like because I pulled the card, it put it in my like vortex, and then I took action when it came into my reality. And I think that's a really powerful thing that oracle cards and tarot cards can provide for us. So this is something that I also do inside Infinity School. I pull cards weekly. I'm actually about to go plan Infinity School's first Sunday service, where I will be pulling cards for the group, leading a meditation, intention setting, journal prompts, and things like that. So if you're interested in kind of getting into this and pulling cards weekly and things like that, I will be doing that inside Infinity School. and you can go ahead and join Infinity School with the founding members price for a little bit less than a week. And then the price is going to go up and founding members will no longer be offered. So if you want to join for $55 a month for good, for life, you're locked in at that price, you can click the link below and join Infinity School. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit more about my experience with the tea ceremony. So it was so beautiful. When we started, you do like multiple rounds of drinking like smaller sips of tea. And I brought my journal, and once you get into a meditative state, right? And once I got into a meditative state, I just got all of these like downloads coming through, exactly what I needed. And it definitely popped my third eye open. Like I could feel the pressure in my head and my third eye opening up, which was beautiful. It was subtle enough. Like for me, my third eye is already wide open and I'm already extremely airy. So I don't need like too much of that. I really just need like a quiet space and then like a little bit, and then my third eye is like completely open. Like I wouldn't even need the tea. The tea was just a tool, but it was a really grounding tea, she said, which was awesome because that's like really what I need, is a grounding tea. So I got into a super amazing meditative state. I journaled a bunch and then had a beautiful conversations after. And then once I left, I feel like I had a light body transmission, which a light body transmission, I've had a bunch in the past, but a light body transmission is like when new codes get brought into your field. This is what it feels like to me. When new codes get brought into your field and your body has to purge and let go of other energies, and you kind of feel like not fully in your body. At least that's what it feels like to me, and I get super, super tired. So it's interesting that that's what it felt like today. It was a light body transmission, right? The tea allowed me to drop in and receive a lot of codes, but it wasn't necessarily the way that I'm used to having light body transmissions, which is usually like a guided energy healing or meditation recording or workshop. That's usually how I receive in the past. So this was like a beautiful way. I wasn't really expecting that at all. But I'm just noticing that like this, so that's why my body needed me to come home today and rest, and I'm still feeling like I need to take it really, really slow, so my body can integrate the codes that I received from the medicine of the tea, from the medicine of the tree, right? And this wasn't just any tea. She was explaining to us that this is like a super sacred tree from Thailand or China. They source it from, and it's an elder, right? Like it's super, super old tree, is an elder, and it's here to teach us the wisdom that it has accumulated from being on Earth and being in the Earth grid for so long. So it's not just like drinking any tea that you get from the supermarket. It's like a super sacred medicine. So I'm so happy I did it. I definitely am going to continue. I feel drawn to like do more tea ceremonies. She actually gave me like a little bit to take home, so I think I'll do that soon. And I'm so happy I followed spirit and it led me to this beautiful, beautiful tea ceremony. So I'm going to go plan Infinity School. I have not channeled what we're going to be talking about today, Infinity School. So I'm going to go channel that really quickly. And then we're going to start Infinity School shortly. So I'm just going to include some clips here of Infinity School so you can get a gist of what it's like. And if you feel the call, I would absolutely love to have you inside of this container.
The guides really want you guys to start setting stronger intentions and really getting clear on what you want. So it's the beginning of the month, right? It's also a new moon this week. So it's a really, really good time to set your intentions. It felt like there was a lot of like, kind of vagueness to what you guys are trying to manifest in your reality right now. Vagueness does not work when we're manifesting, okay? Vagueness does not work. They want you to get clearer, more specific, and really hone in on what it is you're desiring to manifest in October. Okay. So we have, we see that with the new moon, with the moon card that came up. We also have the vision board card that came up for you guys. So this is all about, what is your vision? What do you want? What are you desiring? And I'm going to walk you through some journal prompts to really help you look at that. Okay. But that was a main theme that was coming up for you, that it's too It's too like out there. And what they really wanted me to convey is that we need to balance like setting intention and knowing what we want, taking the aligned action, and at the same time, like letting it go and surrendering to the outcome. But it feels like some of you are too much into like, yeah, like I want this, but like if it comes to me, it comes to me. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's like, yes, but what do you want? And what action are you going to take to get there? Because if you're not taking the action, then you like, so you have to do your part, right? Your part is taking the action, and your part is taking the action and surrendering at the same time. So they're wanting you to take a little bit more action and get a little bit more clear. Okay. So that was the first thing I'm going to walk you through a process of like just doing some intention, some simple intention setting for the new moon and for October. Okay. Other things that were coming up.
All right, my loves, so I just finished Sunday's service. So beautiful. I pulled so many cards, and we did a bunch of journal prompts and stuff like that. It was so special. So I'm gonna wrap up the vlog here. I'm gonna go take care of myself, plan my week out, pull cards for myself this week, and see what my body's calling me to do for self-care activities this week. I hope that this video was a reminder for you to take care of yourself, to take care of your body, mind, spirit, and soul, and to do some self-care today. Maybe even implement consistent self-care on Sundays if that feels right for you. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this video here. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next week for another vlog. Mwah!